2 weeks after quitting my job without a safety net, I opened my banking app, and there it was, $47. Rent was due the following morning. The previous 14 days were an absolute grind. I sent out dozens of applications, heard absolutely nothing back, and watched utility bills pile up. The physical exhaustion of panicking every waking hour was taking its toll. But to understand how I ended up with pocket change, we have to look back at day one. I was stuck in a high-stress, low-reward role that was actively destroying my health. The burnout was so severe I couldn't sleep, and my hair was literally falling out. I realized that trading my physical and mental well-being for a steady paycheck was a guaranteed loss. Taking a leap into total financial uncertainty suddenly felt like the more rational choice. This chart shows the reality for the modern workforce. 73% of people report being deeply dissatisfied with their jobs, yet they stay. The fear of going broke completely overrides the misery of the daily commute. Escaping that trap requires a specific framework I call the 30-day safe jump method. It is a strict day-by-day protocol designed to get you from a $0 safety net to a sustainable, independent income in 1 month. Making it through those first 4 weeks without a salary isn't about blind optimism. It requires treating your unemployment phase as a highly structured, data-driven operation. In week 1, I did exactly what you are not supposed to do. I blasted out a generic, traditional CV to hundreds of job boards, hoping my sheer passion for the work would somehow help me stand out. When the rejections rolled in, a psychological block called future career anxiety took over. It completely paralyzed my ability to figure out my next move. Looking at Table 7 from this study on final-year students, we see exactly what causes this paralysis. The number one categorized fear holding job seekers back is the dread of decreased self-esteem. We are terrified that failing will prove we aren't good enough. The market doesn't care how passionate you are. When you have no financial cushion, enthusiasm will not pay your bills or convince a client to hand over a remote contract. Relying on the standard upload a resume and wait strategy is a death sentence when your bank account is draining by the hour. You need a completely different approach to get hired immediately. This 3D bar chart reveals the real bottleneck. 70% of career changers fail because they lack narrative clarity. Overcoming this requires skills cartography. You map out how your daily tasks transfer directly to new, higher-paying roles. Once you have that map, you point it directly at the sectors actively hiring. Right now, fully remote opportunities and operations have surged by 31%, and communications roles are right behind at 30%. To land those roles, you structure your pitch using the AIR formula: action, impact, and relevance. You state the specific action you took in your old job, the measurable impact it had, and exactly how it is relevant to the new employer's problem. During week 2, I stopped applying on job boards. I found an operations manager on LinkedIn, used the AIR formula to explain how my background could solve their specific scheduling bottlenecks. I pitched a short freelance contract, and they agreed. When that first payment actually hit my account, the panic evaporated. The strategy worked. Remote income generates when you stop looking for new degrees and start translating your existing skills into the specific language of a new employer. This line graph maps the final outcome. The flat line is a traditional salary, predictable but entirely stagnant. The upward curve shows freelance revenue, which scales directly with the number of clients you successfully pitch. Reaching day 30 successfully does not mean you are suddenly a millionaire. It means securing initial cash flow and building a scalable pipeline. The roadmap starts with 2 steps: assessing transferable skills and targeting high-growth niches. Steps 3, 4, and 5 are execution: rebuilding your narrative, conducting informational interviews, and pitching directly to decision-makers. A 30-day timeline turns a chaotic leap into a structured, reliable transition, providing a repeatable system for anyone with zero starting capital. The most common reason people stay miserable in a toxic role is that they are waiting to feel completely ready. The modern remote economy doesn't care if you have a perfect, traditional resume. Companies hire for active competence and problem-solving. If you can prove you can fix their bottlenecks, they will pay you. Staying in a job that ruins your health for a paycheck is a terrible gamble. Once you know how to map your skills and pitch your value, making the jump on your own is the safest bet you can take. But where exactly should you jump first? In the next video, I break down the specific remote careers with the lowest barrier to entry right now. Subscribe so you don't miss it.